Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the AME Food Testing Show. Today's topic, sales funnel development for food professionals. Today's guest, Humberto Huerta. Humberto has over 20 years experience in consultative sales. His sales management leadership spans high technology and consumer product systems. Humberto is a dedicated professional, laser-focused on the right things, and has exceptional rapport with his customers and internal colleagues. He's a graduate of San Diego State University in business management. He's an avid surfer and a former baseball pitcher. Now, welcome for me and with me, Humberto Huerta. Humberto?
Thanks, Andy. So I'd like to discuss with all of you today, really digging into what it takes to be a sales professional, not only in food sales, but in general, and really dig into the importance of professionalism and what that means. And it's not, professionalism is not wearing a fancy suit or having the most well-shined shoes, but it's really understanding that we compete for our customers' time. Now more than ever, right now, our customers are stretched thin on time. They're forced to do more with less. Some a result of the economy, obviously, and also the fact that we're always multitasking. So when you get to your customer, realize two things. One, you are an interruption of their day. Think about it, all of you out there right now, and understand when you get a phone call on a Friday evening at 7 o'clock from somebody who's selling you phone books, realize that's an interruption of your day. That's the same thing you're doing to your client. You may not think that because you're selling something of much more value, but you're an interruption into their day. And also realize you're competing for that customer's time versus every other salesman out there. So you've got to bring value to your customer. You've got to bring to them something that they haven't thought of already in their business. You have to be able to present to them something that will make them more money, maybe save them money, do more with less, which we know is a problem everybody's having right now, maximizing their existing daily output with a simple change in their business. If you can bring that type of value to your customer, you're a professional.
Humberto, excellent summary of the importance of professionalism in food sales. Let me ask you a question. How does a sales professional in food solve the customer's problems?
First and foremost, you need to be an expert in your field. Okay, which requires a lot of work on your part. Your client needs to look to you as a consultant. And what I mean by that is you are so well versed in the technology, in the product, in the system, in the workflow, in the services you sell, not only for the product, but your competitors, what's going on legislatively, what's being written in the white papers, what the consumer products are saying about you and your competitors. You need to be at a point where your customer looks at you and says, this individual has expert knowledge in the industry. And when it comes time for me to make a decision, I'm going to turn to him or her. You have to be fully invested in your specific area of business expertise at a local level and a global level. And if you're at that level, then you have earned the right to solve your customers' problems. And they're going to look to you and they're going to listen because you will have credibility, which is one of the cornerstones in being a professional and also in the ability to solve problems.
Further, that was an excellent summary of what it takes to solve customer problems. You know, we talked before about solving problems, and if you have a lot of customers and potential customers, you've developed what's known as sales funnel. What is a sales funnel?
You know, it's interesting. To me, a sales funnel, 30, 60, 90-day, 120, a year, list of clients who are not so much you want to sell them a product, but individuals or companies that are willing to invest in solving a problem. So I like to call it a bicycle funnel, which means that the client has allocated funds or committed funds, future funds, to solve a problem. So we take the traditional funnel, in my mind, and you turn it upside down. It's a bicycle funnel. This is a new concept in this ultra-competitive market we're in. You've got to now be thinking about who is willing to invest in solving a problem, and those individuals, those companies, you're going to be willing to invest your time and effort in. You'll both win if you do that.
Well, Humberto, understanding the buying cycles, I think, is critical. What's the best time to contact a client as far as when they authorize the funds or when they can disperse the funds, and when's it too late?
Well, I mean, it's very important to understand, first of all, how clients purchase. Do they typically rent if they're selling equipment? Do they lease? What is their annual or physical year? What about consumables? That comes out of their operating budget. When do funds free up? On a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis? Do they do standing order purchase orders? Or do they want to work month to month and issue a PO every month, 15 days before the end of the month for restocking, resupplying of consumables? You have to understand their buying cycles and their allocations of funds. So I think, first of all, you always need to, and these are all your clients, I'm talking everybody in your assigned geography, you have to get in contact with them prior to the authorization of funds. And the first and most important thing is understand how they buy, and then you need to understand when you need to contact them. Obviously, you're selling capital equipment, well, that might be a quarterly phone call, and then you may have to understand, is this customer owns a piece of equipment, they put it on a 3-year operational lease? Well, most likely a year, 2.5, they're either A, thinking of upgrading, or B, they're going to open up to bid for all vendors. So you must be in contact with a client prior to the authorization of funds. And secondly, you have to understand who's involved in the decision-making process. And that not only goes to the end user, but that goes to the technical buyer, that goes to the purchasing agent, the administrator, and if the purchase is large enough, the chief executive officer or CFO. But you will have to understand who all is involved. And if it's something as simple as a service or a routine consumable product, there are still individuals involved that require a touch point to ensure that they understand the value of what you're bringing to them and that they will advocate using your product or service. It's very critical.
Humberto, you've given a lot of guidelines here for food professionals. As you know, the majority of our listeners are food production, food quality, food safety and food security managers, understanding how these individuals buy and how to approach them is important. What is a professional sales relationship?
Now, I think this is the single most important part of selling. You know, there's a lot of new concepts in selling coming out right now in this new economy, but some things never change, and that is the relationship that you have with your customers. You must be a consultant in their eyes and not a vendor. And I'll repeat again, a consultant is an expert in the field that you have chosen to represent in the form of a product or service. I'll repeat again, you need to be knowledgeable at a global level of everything involved in your product. And when you have that level of understanding, then you will have become a consultant in your client's eyes, and you will have a relationship. And that relationship will transcend the product that you're representing or service. That will move into other areas of the business. And when your client contacts you about a purchase outside of what you are selling and wants to consult you before making a decision, then you will be a consultant to them. And you will truly have now a business relationship, consultative relationship, and you will have moved away from being just a vendor.
Your advice is both timely and critical to all involved in food production, quality, safety, and security, because in reality, we're all selling. Whether you're selling lettuce or tomatoes, bananas, cans of product, cases of product, you have the same relationships. Wouldn't you agree?
Completely. This market that we're in right now, this hyper-competitive, I would say, global economy, the difference between any one company's product or service is slight. But the relationship or losing the sale. And to develop the relationship starts with being a consultative business professional and not a vendor, and becoming an expert in your field and bringing value to your client, unique value that your competitor isn't able to bring. It's less about the product and service you're selling and more about you as a food sales professional, consultative business person.
Humberto, that was an excellent summary. I know you've been a manager of several groups of people in major corporations. Can you close with a summary of what the challenges are for food sales professionals that have to meet a sales minimum goal? What are their challenges, and what's your best advice for them to meet it?
It all comes back to your sales funnel. So, most importantly, look at your business and understand that you need to develop a sales funnel that's going to help you meet your year-end goal. And from there, you work backwards and prospect for clients that are in a buy cycle. Okay, think again, you don't want to sell them a product. You want to help them solve a problem. You need to find enough clients that have problems they need to solve to enable you to reach your sales goal of time. prospecting is critical. Prospect for clients that are in the buy cycle, that have a problem that they're willing to invest money into, funds into, allocate funds. So you need to market, you need to work the phones, you need to understand your total available market share and work backwards, find out how many clients are in that buy cycle funnel, and then look to your product, look to your services, look to your solution, and then match that with your customer's problem. If you can truly solve it, then you focus on those clients, you help them solve their problems, you will not only meet, but you will exceed your sales goal, and those will be your future customers for years to come.
Humberto, thank you so much for your time today. You've been most gracious to give us your time and your energy. I feel your passion for selling. And I'd like to allow you now to offer any concluding remarks that you might have for your private consultancy and the types of advice you offer to sales organizations.
So you can see my posting on LinkedIn. I've been in, as Andy had said, in sales for over 20 years, services, capital equipment, funnel development, sales training, marketing. Love to work with all of you. I'm passionate about sales, and I'm excited about all of your success. I'd love to hear about all your success moving forward. Humberto Huerta, you can find me on LinkedIn, and I look forward to hearing from all of you in great success in 2013.
Thank you, Humberto, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah,
have a good day. Bye-bye.